What's going on, everybody? I've been jamming a ton of Spellslingers recently, and I'm here to tell you about how I climbed the ladder using only common cards. Let's go! What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Ruxora, and here we do all things Magic and Magic Spellslingers. Today I'm talking about kind of my journey getting to high ranks, playing no rares in Spellslingers, and what I mean by that is no rares other than my land, which I'll get to. But before we do that, if you guys enjoy the video, enjoy the content that I put out, it would really help me out if you guys like, comment, subscribe, anything like that really helps me out. Lets me know what kind of content you guys enjoy and what you're resonating with, so I can make more of it. Okay. So yeah, so the challenge here was to get initially was to get to Mythic using no rares whatsoever, basically only common cards, and very quickly that challenge became really hard and looked pretty unreasonable, given that getting to Mythic is already a pretty hard thing in and of itself. It's not like hard in the sense that like people don't do it, but it takes a while. Even just because you naturally, lose a game, win a game, lose a game, you win a couple, maybe you go on a little bit of a winning streak, maybe you go on a little bit of a losing streak, things like that just kind of happen. And the point system, again, is really not to my liking right now. But I won't, that's for another video. So very quickly it was like, that's not going to work. And another reason why it wouldn't work is because the lands are all rares or higher. And it's pretty hard to, except for certain decks, that don't use a special land, because you're just missing out on just like a pretty much free type of value that is pretty core to a lot of decks, and is pretty important in certain scenarios. So that didn't feel really good. So I didn't use any of the mythic lands. I actually kind of wanted to in a certain scenario and just didn't. But yeah, basically I just said, besides that, besides the land, everything else has to be common. And kind of related to that, the one kind of exception, but not really an exception, was the class cards, which are you just get, right? Because the goal of this was also to kind of figure out good budget decks or good strategies for newer players that are just starting out. Maybe they're not dropping a bunch of money on the game or whatever, which nobody really has to do. Yeah, something to kind of help new players get in and find a deck that is competitive, but doesn't use a bunch of rares. And so that was kind of like the goal. So class cards, common cards, things like that were usable in this challenge. And the first thing I started out with was this deck. And it's pretty obvious to think about why. Obviously, with using the common cards, you're going to be using lower powered cards. And so my strategy was, all right, let's just pick the most powerful planeswalker. Most people would agree, or would come to the conclusion that is Garrick. Garrick doing a lot of work in the ladder, at least, or like in terms of power level, right? Curse Predator is like a crazy powerful card that it's more powerful than some rares, and it's pretty crazy. But yeah, just the general game plan of hitting face super fast is nice. Deck does lose a lot of really core things, losing Drana and losing a lot of good removal. But there was some pretty cool tech that I saw from the recent Mythic Champion in Anaconda Hatchling. This card did pretty good in a lot of the games in the Mythic Championship, and also in here, being a common card. It's pretty cool, and it's kind of a card that normally doesn't get used in typical Garrick lists, and it did pretty well here. So this did pretty well for a while. It was doing well. I think it took us from like silver to gold or something like that, or gold to platinum. I always forget the ranks or whatever. I always forget the ranks. Yeah, gold to platinum or something like that. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Then I kind of wanted to shake things up, and went through a couple of different iterations. I think we tried a Nahiri or something like that. The Nahiri didn't work really well at all. We tried a Najani or something like that. We tried a Gideon. Gideon did not work out, right? These are Yeah, this is the Gideon deck that we tried. We tried to do like the Gutfire Devil. So this card produces a rare, right? It produces Gutfire Devil, but it doesn't. It itself is an uncommon, or sorry, it's a common card. So this was eligible, right? And we'll get to that because we also ended up playing another deck around Gutfire Devil. So yeah, so the problem that I was perceiving was actually that we were not using. Our cards were obviously not as powerful because they're commons, and so you know, we would quickly run out of cards. It would be outmatched, right, card for card. So then I eventually said, okay, well, what deck can play things that generate powerful cards or that generate new cards? And then my brain immediately went to Ashiok. And so Ashiok, I built this deck. It runs all of the bots: Neurobot, Pyrobot, Herobot, Necrobot, Grobot, all 5 bots, 10 copies, and then just has a couple other of the steal effects like the Extract Sphere, Lore Keeper. I think also there's one more, right? No, but then also Wintergurt Mage and Infectious Scorpion, generating more nightmares, and then using the Old Graveyard as the land. And this performed really, really, really well, surprisingly well, actually. Because you oftentimes the bots would just generate a powerful card, would generate a rare. There was one time where I think Herobot generated an Acroma, which is a mythic. So just having that random chance of just getting a really powerful card really was nice. But also the bots do this thing where they are played and then they generate another card. So the other thing was, you know, our cards might be less powerful on average, but we can generate more and more cards. And so, yeah, the bots actually ended up performing really, really well. And after that, I tried to think of other decks that the bots could work in and do well in, but there really isn't one. So yeah, but this was really cool. And I think this has bringing me back full circle where, you know, people have asked me, you know, if people, I guess, would ask me. Usually people don't, because most of the people that I talk to now are established players. But if you were to ask me, hey, what deck would you recommend for a new player to do? It would be this, actually. I think this is my recommendation. It's really, really fun, right? But also it kind of gives you exposure to all the different cards, right? And these cards are super, super easy to craft, right? So yeah, really, really fun deck. And again, it served me really well. So then I was trying to figure out, okay, we're getting to the higher ranks. I really, really need to find like the one of the best things that I can build, right? So the question is, what is that? And thankfully, someone in my chat, I don't remember who it was, but I think it was Orange Pet maybe, or someone like that, recommended that I took a look at the official LGS's, or was it no, sorry, it was MTG Spellslingers, the clans, tournament. They had a Pauper tournament. Pauper tournament meaning only common cards, right? Kind of like the Magic format. So they had one, and that format, or that tournament, I should say, was won by this Jace deck in the hands of Wobbles. And it is a Gutfire deck. It's a Gutfire Devil deck running just Dance with Devils. Again, no Gutfires in the main deck because it's a rare. And this was really, really intriguing. I wasn't sure if this would actually perform well, because again, you have to think about the fact that that's a Pauper tournament. It's a Pauper deck playing against other Pauper decks, as opposed to, in this scenario, I'm playing a Pauper deck, but I'm playing against people playing rares and mythics, right? So my apprehension was, okay, is this deck only good because it's playing against other Pauper decks, or is it just good? And the answer is, it's just good. This deck performed really, really well, very strong, very, very difficult to play. This is the opposite, where this deck is really powerful, but I wouldn't recommend this to a beginner, because your interaction points and your play patterns are very, very different from other decks, right? You're activating the ability right as early as you can, but then you're not really winning the game right away until you generate enough devils, and you need to have more card draw effects, right? Like the spell book, like the Mystic Tome. So yeah, it's pretty difficult to play, I'm not gonna lie. But there were some really, really strong cards here. Cage Match being an effective removal piece in a deck that really doesn't have those. It was super nice. Mistraven and Repulse doing their jobs, bouncing creatures. Shell Game I didn't realize was a common card. So that's pretty cool. So all his cards doing a really good job of keeping me alive, interacting at key points, and then this people still just don't know how to play against this deck. So yeah, I don't know what to tell you. But the thing here is, again, I only made it to Diamond, and some people might be like, oh, you only made it to Diamond, you did make it to Mythic, that's so bad. Again, this is the best deck that I found, and it was still really hard. Still struggled to win in a lot of scenarios. Still got beaten down by some really good aggressive decks. So it was already getting to several weeks of doing this challenge. I was able to make it into Diamond, and from there I decided to call it. Now, obviously, yes, I can continue playing, and I can probably get into Mythic still. But that's not the point, right? That was not the point. The point was to just experiment with common cards and really just do it that way. So yeah, so I think I have I tried to record my games as much as I could. And I'd been meaning to see if I can find key moments. But really there was really only one exciting game, and that was the last game. And that was pretty good. The game that I should say got me into Diamond. So I'm gonna let y'all guys watch that game, and then I'll kind of close up here at the end. So enjoy that gameplay. We're good. Wow. Why couldn't we get this against the Nahiri? Oh my god, what? They're also on Basic Swamp, which is interesting. So it either means that they're playing a lower power deck, which I would be okay with, or there is a possibility that they're on Reanimator. I wouldn't be surprised if some Reanimator builds decide to just not do anything like that. Nope, it's just a die-hard fan. I'm gonna make this block here, even if it means that they could have the Behemoth this... Okay, never mind. Interesting. Sure. I'm just gonna hold up Remand here. And I can even attack. No I don't. No I don't. If they attack me with this Die-Hard fan now, I'm probably just gonna pass. Oh, please attack me. Okay, that's fine. I changed my mind. Please attack. Can you attack me with this thing at least? Come on, something. Also, now I can just cage match this and then Die Hard. I don't think I would have discarded their hand more. And again, attacking here is kind of very minimal. Yeah, so it just seemed to be a low to the ground zombie deck. My next turn is probably gonna... There's the Goliath. Okay, there's the Goliath. If we can draw Shell Game for that, that'd be great. This is fine. Yeah, I think I am just gonna disorient, Bag of Tricks, Remand. If I can disorient this, oh, that'd be so good. Oh, there's a Mistraven too. I think I'm still doing this though. That's a nice Remand. Alright, now we have a 50-50 with the Disorient. Yeah, we have a 50-50 here. Oh, that's so good. Alright. So I know they have the big boy in their hand. Let's just spellbook and crab. So now my mind has kind of changed, right? Where it's like they can play, if they Goliath and they attack, we block, and then they play out the Titan. Which I'm assuming they're playing the Titan here, right? Yeah. Sure. They're just like zombie tribal, which is fine by me. Yep. So here we can actually keep the crab around too. Seems great. Yeah. I was like pretty sure I knew how this worked. Yeah. Cool beans. Cage match. Draw some more cards. Do I care about Remand? I don't think I do. I think I would rather just have a board. Have a board. And I don't, like 99% sure. I think they can reanimate the things with the supplier, but again, usually the things that the supplier puts in the yard are pretty bad. But I think this is kind of almost a liability, right? More than anything. Oh, it's Zombie Mill! Oh my god, it's Zombie Mill. Yeah. Little do they know. We have ways of putting cards into our deck. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Yes, they have, here, we can apprentice and then do this. And pass. You got the second one, you got the second one. Okay. Alright, so whatever's in their hand is not that. What the heck do I do about this? I don't have a good answer. Alright, so I think we're going to definitely repulse this, hold up Remand, and then have some cards. Hold up Remand. What else can we do? We go like Tome. Tome. We're not dead if they, yeah. There we go. There's Shell Game. Although still kind of means and they've kind of helped us because they actually got rid of all of like the not that's fine. So we know the last card. We have to keep on holding up Remand, but that's fine. So he Remands, Gutfire, you get another guard. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah. I think we still do this, yeah. So then we have a big enough apprentice to not die. Oh. Oh, they know we have the Remand, okay. Although, wait a sec. Okay, so we no longer have to deal with the Hellion. All right, well, I guess this last card could be a Hellion, I guess. I think I'm gonna take this. If they have a Hellion, we're basically dead. All right. Cool. Might as well just do one more. Does it really matter? No, right? Yeah, not really. It saves mana. Cool. And then we have 2 draws to get 2 Gutfires. No, we're gonna be just so we one on our board, so we just have to not die. That's fine. They can't play the Hellion, like, unless they can. Cool. We're just gonna block this and block this. We don't even want them to draw a card, because they could draw like the rest of like the mill cards. Oh, that's even easier. All right, you have 1 card in hand. What is it? That's fine. Oh my god. Oh my god. GG's. Our entire deck is Gutfires. Thank you, Liliana. Oh, we have exact. We have exact enough mana. Wow. Oh, I think we did it. I think we did it. What a match. What a way to, you know, luck into that. Zombie mill out most of our deck, and somehow that helps us. All right, so you're in diamond. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that final match. It was a really interesting way to kind of close out this run. And I hope you guys enjoyed this little challenge of mine. I know some other people are like kind of starting to do this as well. They're starting to experiment with Pauper, which is pretty interesting. I always like to see that there's new ways of playing this game. You know, we played the Singleton tournament. I believe the LGS is going to be doing a Pauper tournament at some point in the future. I don't know exactly when, but should be looking forward to that. And yeah. Final reminder, if you guys enjoy the content, you find it valuable, please like, comment, subscribe. That stuff really helps me out, and I want to make sure that this game and this content is as far reaching as possible so that we can get new people into the game, and keep things active and reap all the benefits from that. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys for the next video.